I'm back. I just want to show you what I've got here. We're going to make pepper jelly hot wings. They're not hot. Pepper jelly wings, but the pepper jelly is supposedly a little bit hot. It's not really hot to me, but I like it. We put it on cream cheese and eat it on crackers too. But anyway, we're making a sauce for the wings. And I've chopped up a cup of onions in this sauce, got it in a saucepan with a tablespoon of oil. I'm going to put it on the stove and cook it until it's caramelized. Then I'll be back and put all these ingredients in it. We'll coat our wings and get them in the oven. See you in a little bit. Okay, I have sauteed the onions for 10 minutes. And then now it wants me to add the garlic. It calls for 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, but I don't have any, so I'm going to use garlic powder. And I'm going to use a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then it calls for 1/4 cup of chili sauce. So that's what I'm going to add right now. I'm going to use this little spoon over here and get all this chili sauce out. I bet you guys have some good recipes for wings too. So if you want to share with me, send me a message and tell me what kind you guys like to make. Okay, there's the garlic powder in there. Put that spoon back there. I'm going to stir this up. Now this needs to cook for 1 more minute. So I'm going to put it over here on the stove and let it cook for 1 more minute. Tell you what other ingredients that I've got out over here. Next, we're going to add a 10-ounce jar of pepper jelly, and I just used this Dickinson's hot pepper spread jelly. And that's what we're going to add next. And then after the jelly, we're going to stir that up, and then we're going to add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then a dash of Worcestershire sauce. And it also called for Creole mustard, which I didn't have either, but I have some Creole seasoning. So I just am adding this to my regular mustard to give it the Creole taste, and that's what I'm going to put in for that. And after the mustard, I'm going to put in a tablespoon of brown sugar. Excuse me just a minute. Okay, now here's what it looks like now with the chili sauce in it. And, okay, so we're going to add the pepper jelly, and we're going to stir it real good. I love this pepper jelly. Like I said, we like to soften a 8-ounce thing of cream cheese and spread this over the top of it and eat it on crackers. So I'm going to stir this jelly in here. Get that all stirred up. And then I'm going to add the vinegar. That was a tablespoon of vinegar. That was some apple cider vinegar. Get that all stirred in there. Now it just says a dash of Worcestershire. That was a dash, all right. Okay. And then the mustard, and I'm going to use the same little spoon that I've been using. And I'm going to stir the Creole seasoning up into the mustard so it will be all in it. That smells very good. I'm a mustard fan anyway. When I have French fries, I like to have mustard to dip them in. Sometimes the ketchup too, but always like to have the mustard. Okay, there's that. And then stir that in, and the next thing will be the brown sugar. Will go in there. Then we're going to put just a teaspoon of liquid smoke. Now you don't have to add this if you don't want to. And actually I don't think I'm going to put quite that much in there, because it's pretty strong. Just gonna, that was about 1/8 of a teaspoon. About 1/4 a teaspoon is all I'm gonna put in there. Like I said, you don't have to put that in there at all if you don't want to. Okay, now we've got everything added. And we're gonna simmer this for 5 minutes. Put it back on the stove. Get that heated up and simmer it. Now these wings have already had the tips off of them, so you don't have to do that process if you buy them already with the tips off, because you don't want to use those anyway. You can use them in something else to make some chicken broth if you want to, but these have already had the tips off of them. So the next thing, after we simmer that for 5 minutes, we're going to take 1/4 a cup of it out and set it aside. And then I'm going to start brushing my wings. And I am going to put them on a cookie sheet with parchment paper. It said to put it on a rack, but I'm going to see how the parchment paper does. And so I will simmer this sauce for 5 minutes, take out 1/4 a cup, and save it for a little bit later. Get the chicken wings all brushed and on the pan, ready to go in, and then I'll be back. Okay, I've got the sauce done, and I've got the wings basted on one side, and I'm getting ready to baste the other side. I'm gonna I salted and peppered them, and on the other side, and I'm gonna do that on this side. Just however much salt you think you want on them. And then pepper. Then I'm going to baste this side. We're going to put them in the oven on 375 on the lower rack for 20 minutes. Okay. I'm going to baste these. And I've set aside 1/4 a cup over there for when we turn them over. We'll have some more sauce to baste them with. These are going to be so good. But I do want to hear from all of you and have you tell me what kind of wings you like the best, or which ones you like to make the best. Okay, now I'm going to go in the oven on the bottom rack for 20 minutes. Okay, and I will be back in a little while. Okay, what I've got to do is take these back out and turn them. And then I've got to put them back in and bake them for 10 more minutes. It's a little time consuming. And there's a lot of juice in the bottom, so I'm not going to have to put any on yet. I'll put some more sauce on after a bit, because then we got to do some other things. And I got to turn the oven up a little higher the next time. It's smelling so good. And it looks like they don't have much sauce on them, but it's because that jelly kind of turned clear after it got hot. Oh man, I'd like to eat one of these right now, but they're not done. Okay, now that's ready to go back in there for 10 more minutes, and I will be back. Okay, I've got them out of the oven. I went ahead and took them out one time and basted them again and turned them, and then I turned the oven on 425, and now I've cooked them for 20 more minutes, and I tested them with my meat thermometer, and they are done. So they are over 160, so it was about 180. They should be well done. Now I'm gonna see if there's a way I could cool one of these off and taste it so you guys will know if it's any good or not. They look delicious. They look delicious. This is a smaller one. I'm going to take him over here where the light's a little better. Whoop! One of these days, I'm going to have a different stand. Okay, let's see what this chicken leg tastes like, or wing. Chicken wing tastes like. Let that cool for just a minute. Very yummy. It's not what you'd call hot, spicy hot, but it does have a tang to it. It's so good. A little piece of onion. This will hit the spot. So good. I'm pigging out on that. That's really good. Anyway, I would like to hear back from anybody that has a good recipe that they'd like to share. Put it in the comments. Anyway, we've got, now I checked the cheese ball and it was firming up a little bit after it had been in the refrigerator. So I think if you put it on some wax paper, on some pecans, chopped pecans, and rolled it around, I think you could form it into a ball and get it on a plate. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it in the bowl and let him just use it as a dip. And the potato salad was so good. It's going to be a good little meal. Okay, thanks everybody for joining me today, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Please hit the subscribe button and the like button and the share with everybody, please. Thank you. Bye-bye.